Sunday, monster trucks, Dick Van Dyke, and the wettest, wildest bikini contest you've ever seen will not be on this podcast. Woohoo! Yeah, I decided to do these on Sundays from now on instead of Mondays, because my schedule changed on me at work-wise. I don't know how long I would be in for. I don't know if I'm still covering for somebody or if that's my new date or not. They don't tell me shit. Alright. So, I never work Sundays, so I'm like, alright. And it might be easier to actually, start getting people onto this podcast, which I'll explain more later as I go. But I got 2 more trophies for Final Mix. I beat beginner mode, and I did it without changing my equipment in any way. So, Kingdom Key all the way, Down and Goofy had their things. They died almost constantly by the time I got to Hollow Bastion. Not a single item was used. It was all Curaga. Had to pay more attention to what some bosses did. I mean, I only died... I was in the red more times than I can count, but I've only ever died once to Chernobog, because I fought him sloppily, and I'm like, okay, now I know what he can do and what that is. It's like that big thing where you try to get too close, and then he does like that flame barrier. It does like 2-3 hits of solid damage, and I was like level 40 or something like that. Like, even with the XP up thing and all the free stat ups you get at the beginning of the game, you could just throw right on Sora at the very beginning and make him like really, really strong early on. Yeah, so I still had some trouble with that. I bought a Vita TV. I probably should have looked at it more carefully before purchasing it, however, because now I've spent about $300 on that in games for it, but I have no clue how I can get footage to it on my Hauppauge HD PVR, and looking online only gives me a how-to on the HD PVR 2, which I don't have. I was told to get the first one so I could do PlayStation 2 games and stuff like that, like a little more better overall, so I'm kind of bummed out. Not that I'm hard up on future LPs I can do on the systems I have now, but that was more or less going to be, oh hey, I'm doing the Neptunia series now, boom. They're all on there, except for the first one, which doesn't work on the Vita for some reason. But yeah, I got all the Neptunia games. The remake of the third one's coming out by the end of this month, so I don't have that yet. I'm told all the DLC that was on like the PlayStation 3 versions of those games, that's already on the Vita. I don't want to say discs, they're like little chip things now or whatever. So, I got Golden, I got the remake of Muramasa, so I can enjoy those on my own time, even if I never figure out how to record on my Hauppauge, or I can hold off until I maybe save up my money again and get myself a capture card or something along those lines. And with that, I actually would be able to record the first game's remake like that. So, kind of bummed it didn't work out as easily as I hoped, but I'm not going to sweat it too hard. I can at least use it for my own, like I said, and I'm already full in on an LP of Digimon Digital Card Battle, for those who don't watch the channel outside of just my podcasts. But yeah, E3 hype is in the air. I was in a Skype call yesterday with Power Guy / Power Jew Show, Edo Ninja Storm HD, Paradox Films, and Crisscross Media talking about our predictions for what all the conferences will bring, and the link to that video will be below, as well as who I was in the call with. All their YouTube channels will also be below the video in the description. Thank all of you guys for having me. I need to find out a means to record other people in Skype calls so I can start doing that myself. That's part of which I decided to move my podcast over to Sundays for that reason. I think it would be easier to bring people in, because I usually do this like very early Monday morning, but I won't be here early morning anymore. It's not in the foreseeable future, so I'm like, let me do it. Move it on Sundays. Whatever. So yeah, it's just easier. Because mostly I was kind of inspired by a video from Megas X1, old YouTuber, old school, talking about how he wanted to try and fix the YouTube gaming community almost 24 hours before YouTube announced their little gaming app for that, which I think is really cool and will force Twitch, Hitbox, or whatever site you may use to stream to step up if the YouTube gaming section does well enough, which I think it will. And that's why I'm retooling maybe a little bit my scoping for Renoa, or at least it won't be as prominently featured as my new segment called Shoutouts from Renoa. This goes out to other LP channels I've found, lesser channels, not just LPers. Not even just LPers, even that the mainstream won't cover. I mean, I'll do my part. And I've always done that with the scoping sometimes. Like, I'll be like, oh, this person has a YouTube channel, and LPer, I'll do that. And it's like, okay. So it's just me branching it out. I don't, that sort of thing. But for now, I've already given you like 4 YouTubers to check out just based on the people I did it with that. I'll link the video and those guys who I worked with. But in the future, if I see a channel I feel is in need, I'll plug it and link it below my videos for these podcasts from now on. So, pay very close attention to that. Now on to the gaming news that I know about. Yatagarasu Attack on Cataclysm finally getting a official English release, July 7th. Oh, hey, my birthday. It'll be on Steam for $14.99, and it'll launch without any GTPO support or any of the multiplayer stuff like that, but it will be added at a later date. But if that doesn't do anything for you right now, there are plenty of fighting games on Steam right now that are being reduced during their annual summer sale. There's even a King of Fighters triple pack, 9-day Ultimate Match, 2002 Unlimited Match, and 13 for just under $10. Very good stuff. Street Fighter V showing off some of its new mechanics in a trailer. Big ol' V meter along with the a super meter, like an EX meter that builds up as you deal damage, and the return from Third Strike, a stun gauge. They're kind of going, I feel like, a little bit of Chrono Phantasma with the V skill, letting each character have their own thing with a push of both medium attacks, the V skill. V triggers, which works like ultras, like you use the full gauge. And V reversals, which take up one stock of the V gauge, kind of similar to alpha counters, but not the universal knockback and make the opponent spin away from you. Like in the alpha series, they'll all be a little more unique to each character. What I've read so far is Ryu's V skill lets him parry whatever the next attack is going to be, even projectiles and multi-hitting attacks, if you time it correctly. His V trigger is basically Denjin mode. All his Hadokens, including EX and Shinku, all have an electric charge, more speed, damage, and stun as a result. They can also be charged to make them even stronger and add more stun, and lets him be added to Smash Bros. 4, apparently. Seen the trailer just earlier. He's got the classic Street Fighter 2 sound effects when he attacks. Really nice touch. The most striking feature, though, was he has both his Shinku Hadoken and his Shin Shoryuken. 2 different final smashes, perhaps? I don't know if it's just for Ryu, or maybe everyone is getting a second, so. Roy's back too, which is confusing, because there's 2 of them now, even though the other Roy is just an alt for Bowser Jr. with his little bargain basement clown car. So, Roy is our boys? And technically Virtual Fighter, Mega Man X, Mega Man.exe, Splatoon, and Tekken for all of you, your custom Mii fighters. But anyway, back to Street Fighter V. Chun-Li's V skill gives her air attacks and special moves. Her trigger lets her gain more hits with medium and heavy attacks, 1 and 2 extra hits respectively. Charlie's V skill lets him absorb any normal projectile and can absorb life force if done close enough to the opponent. The trigger lets him move quickly and end up either teleporting behind the opponent on the ground or behind or in front of in the air. And according to the Street Fighter Wikia, he's not a charge character anymore. So, interesting. Bison, I noticed, is starting to have gray hair, like a white hair kind of thing he's got going for him in the back. His V skill lets him pull basically Rose's Soul Reflect and lets him absorb and later reflect projectiles if the skill is held down. Trigger lets him teleport during dashes, passing through projectiles and attacks. Blah 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 blah. Also vanishes and reappears during his Skull Diver and double knee presses. So a lot of movement. Again, the whole Quan Chi thing where he's like teleporting all over the goddamn place. That might have been that. Ono leaked a picture of a banana peel on the ground with his little figurine of Blanca in his hand. No doubt more news getting dropped during E3. But I'm going to be keeping up with the pay-per-view this Sunday. I'm going to try and see if I can get in with Keezy and the gang. Do a special multi-tap podcast and get those guys in on that. It's just been a rough couple of days. I was trying to record elsewhere, but it's too hot right now to do that, so try this place. It's a little cooler. Sorry, I'm kind of moving around a bit. I'm back here. And my dad's going to be here for a while because he's went through what I went through last year during Legends 2 LP, and that was gallstones. So he's going to be... So he'll be here, but he won't be, shouldn't be too bad, hopefully. So if recordings get a little scarce, that's why. I usually like to do this on my own when no one else is here, but, circumstances be damned. I'm just gonna, at some point you just gotta say, screw it. Lost two very prolific figures in entertainment with Christopher Lee and Dusty Rhodes. So I'm expecting Raw to be next week, this Monday, to be a special for that guy. So, I won't be talking about the pay-per-view like I said. I'm not going to do a, a prediction video, because I'm already just going to talk about enough as is, and I'm going to be talking about it on next week anyway, so whatever. But yeah. Let me get to it. Sorry about the mishaps and everything. It can be a lot sometimes, but I'm trying not to worry about it. It's just been a very, not a really stressful day, just a very up and down, very roller coaster kind of thing, and I'm not used to. I'm used to just being it's alright, it's just another week, I'll come home and record, blah, blah, blah. So, a little more of a bumpy ride this week. Just had a lot on my mind recently, too. But I'm not going to get in. I gotten too much into that already. Anyway, don't mean to bore you. Let me get to the nitty-gritty once again. Raw begins with Cena? Since when are you main event? Says Kevin Owens, impressive debut. Thinks I'm full of crap, but this Sunday Owens fights to prove my time is up and his time is now. I fight to prove I'm just getting started. I fight for the fraternity that believes in what I believe. Communism? No. I fight for the fraternity that believes what I believe, that impossible is just a word. Hell, I even fight for the people who say Cena sucks. Remixing my theme or singing it, even you realize there's no safer bet than John Cena. You will be reminded that I'm the standard bearer and the face that runs the place. Kevin Owens comes out and says, all you're doing is proving my point. You really are delusional. Delusional if you think you're booting me at Money in the Bank. Delusional if you think people want to see you come out at the beginning of Raw and see you each in an open challenge. People have seen you come out on the opening of Raw for a decade now, and they're sick and tired of it. So let's give them something different and put the NXT title up for grabs in an open challenge. Cena's like, hell of an idea. I accept. Owens says, once again, that's you being delusional. You and I are fighting on Sunday, so no, not tonight. And Cena goes into his, well, I hold this title. I issue it to anybody, including you. So I say the challenge starts now. You want to go? Let's do it. Owens is like, okay, yeah, ignoring you now. I say we let the next superstar that comes down to this ring choose what title he wants to go for. Out comes the man that Gravity unsubscribed from the Neville Network. TNN. Says, I'll fight you someday, Cena. But ever since Owens began holding that title, it's somehow let him disrespect whoever he wants. You may be a prize fighter, but you don't deserve that prize. So as a former NXT champion myself, I say I'm taking that title back. Gravity apparently did not forget Owens, because he hits hard and quick, just grounding Neville and pounding on him. Picture perfect. Standing senton cannonball into the corner. Launches Neville to the outside, just thrown as we go to commercial. Whew. Rough landing. Comes back, he's mocking Cena, who, by the way, is sitting on commentary as if they weren't bad enough without Cena sounding kind of like he sounds like he's reading a prepared statement or something like that. There's just no passion there. There's no drive. Like Cena's just it's just like, this guy's coming in he beat me, but I'm gonna beat him harder at the pay-per-view and be 15-time champion, I'm the face that runs the place. Get on there, Owens would get on there like this. He won't say that, but I'd be like, just John Cena's been doing this shit for too long, and I'm sick and tired of it, and I think all these people are here are sick of it and tired of it too. You get like Michael Cole doing a thing. Like a great example of this was like, trying to think back. I think it was the first time Triple H ever won the world title. It was a night after SummerSlam. Austin, I think, was like too injured to go, so it was Triple H and Mankind to determine who would be the new champion. I think Mankind got it, and they were fighting for that. So we had The Rock on commentary. So he was like, he's like talking about he was like, trying to put them over a little bit, but still as The Rock being like, oh, Mankind sucks. But the opening thing, it was like, this is a guy that enjoyed when The Rock hit him across the face 15 times with a steel chair and still kept coming at me. He still kept coming at The Rock. Triple H, he's out here whining and crying like a woman. It should be after the woman's title. Like, not even like really yelling, but you get The Rock chants. He's talking to Michael Cole, and he's like, they are chanting The Rock's name. Shut the fuck up, Michael Cole, and listen. Like, just like, I'm not asking for too much. I just emote. Give a shit. Make it sound like it matters that he beat you. It's like, yeah, he got one over on me, but it's not gonna happen at Money in the Bank. I'm gonna boot him. I'm gonna prove I'm the face that runs the place. Yeah. Blah 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 blah. Ugh. So yes, the match was good, but the commentary just again proving bad commentary once again can kind of suck right out of the intensity of the match right out of it. So I'm like, wish I had a button I could put on the Spanish commentary. I wouldn't realize what they're saying, but they'd probably at least sound hyper than that. Neville counters Owen's attempt for an AA into a DDT, like he's still mocking Cena. Owen cradles Neville and drops him seemingly on his neck, like his neck was dropped on Owen's knee. Sick maneuver. I hope to see that during the pay-per-view. Great leverage, on the other hand, from Neville. Just deadlifts Owens. Like, Owens is on all fours on the floor, and he just, like, wraps his arms around his waist, and he's just like, deadlifted him back into a great suplex. I was, wow. So, again, the match was awesome. Like, I'm like, alright, well, fuck the commentary. This match is awesome. Like, get hyped for that. Goes for the red arrow, but Owens gets up to crotch him and hit that pop-up powerbomb to retain his belt. And now Owens looks ready to fight Cena, opens the ropes up for him. So, of course, Cena runs in, and Owens is just like, nah, I'm leaving. Psych! Great heel psychology. Yeah, come on, you want to fight? Nah. Oh, wait, like, you want the fight? You want the fight? No, can't have it. You want the fight? Can't have it. Just basic shit. I like that. So, fair to say the night was just going to go down from there. Seth Rollins and the Authority are upset that Dean Ambrose is basically parading in New Orleans, or Nolans, as they say, with his title. There was all throughout the night. There was like Instagram pics of Dean Ambrose with like the title, just seeing all the sights of New Orleans. Steph's like, he's back there with Triple H and Stephanie. They're like, what are we doing about it? And Steph's like, what? Wait, you got a mouse in your pocket? Triple H is like, you made it pretty damn clear last week you don't need us. And you don't. To prove it, I'm going to give you a tune-up match with whoever you want. So, Nikki Bella offering her rebuttal to Paige's comments about the twins on SmackDown after they're totally not twin magic because they look nothing the fuck alike anymore. I will never get over that. Ever. Nikki says Paige is projecting her disappointment. She wants her way and blames anything and anyone but herself when it doesn't go down like that. We're not holding anybody back. I'm facing Summer Rae. Oh, goody! Paige wants to change things, but maybe she's just not strong enough to. It may be her house, but she's living in the Bella's world. Nikki wins. Roman Reigns, totally not winning the pay-per-view on Sunday. He says, I used to hate that briefcase, what it represented, but it don't look too bad now, and that it's not being carried by the biggest jackass in WWE history. Jameson. Sorry, I just watching OSW reviews. That final Nitro thing was great, especially from Tri-Moon, that Desire video with Kid Rock's Lonely Road of Faith, but it was all WCW stuff. Amazing stuff, man. Good job. I don't even consider you a fan if you're watching OSW reviews because they're awesome. You can't say enough about them. Most of you probably don't already know yourselves. But I'll put that in the link in the description below as well. I always love to give a shout out to OSW. What bar? After Roman Reigns, King comes out and says, based on your track record, anyone stands a better chance than you. You act as if your failures are your motivation, but I see it as a weakness to exploit, just like I did on SmackDown. And I'm going to win to make sure the Authority keeps their investment with them. My job as Director of Operations to do just that. And Roman's like, oh, hey, I got a job. How about you come in this ring? I'll show Nollins how you break jaws. So, again, kind of mildly smug, but at least he's not saying suffering succotash. He's actually starting to get a little more over now. It's like, all right. Because, again, he took that booting, and we're seeing him, in actual matches where it's not the fucking Big Show anymore. That did not help him at all. Matches he's having now, especially rubbing off Dean Ambrose, that big factor a little bit in Seth Rollins. He's back in there with the other two fighting for that title. I'm like, okay, he's in there with Randy Orton and stuff too. I'm like, okay, it's starting to come together now. And so people actually, they don't have much of a problem anymore. But I'm glad he's starting to turn it around and get over a little bit, because at WrestleMania it just seemed like the only way to salvage it was to turn him heel, and then they did the Seth Rollins thing for cashing in at WrestleMania, which was brilliant, by the way. Perfect. Anyway, Ziggler comes out after this, calls Kane a human hardware store, throwing a wrench into someone's plans, or just plain screwing someone. You are the biggest tool in WWE, but keep tooling away, because this Sunday I'll do what I've done before. And Kane's like, even the most common household tool can be used in inventive and sadistic ways. Every guy in the Money in the Bank contract match is going to have singles competition tonight. And then R-Truth comes out, talking about Money in the Bank, and King's like, you're not even in the match! And Truth is like, yeah, that's on me, my bad, Nollins, I'm sorry, and he leaves. Botch? The flying fuck was that about? Again, it just feels like Empire Records. I'm R-Truth. I still work here. New Day comes out. Power of positivity. Hashtag POP. Holding it down. Because Kofi's in that. They do thing. Sheamus comes out and says, the fact that any of you believe you're winning puts a smile on me face. Same smile I got on me face when I bounced Orton's head around last Monday. Speaking of Orton, who's going to have a match with Sheamus? Again! Again! Okay, this match actually does have some reason to be a thing that actually Sheamus tried to actually end Orton on SmackDown. Or was it last Raw? I forget. I think it was a week ago they did it. And I just explained it, but I don't know. SmackDown, I tend to just run through. Orton's fighting to damage Sheamus, obviously trying to get a little payback, a little retribution. And he does. He dodges Sheamus, going for a chair shot on the outside, punches Sheamus in the gut, hits Sheamus with the chair, and runs him into the barricade. Boots on him, ends it with an RKO. So another disqualification, but yeah. Jamie Noble, along with Mercury, saying, "Yeah, you don't need us, Seth." Joey's devastated. You just look at him, and he's just standing there, stoic-faced as always. He can help you at Money in the Bank and tonight. And Seth's like, are you kidding me? You two are the reason Ambrose has my championship. You two are shit. I never needed you. You'd be nothing without me. I plucked you two out of obscurity because I felt sorry for you. And Noble finally nuts up and says, if it wasn't for us and the Authority, you'd never be what you are right now. We're Shield 2.0. Joey is way better than Reigns, and I'm a better dude than Dean Ambrose will ever further be. And furthermore tells him, screw you. And Seth's like, what? Screw me? You know what? I think I've decided who I'm picking for my tune-up match. I'm picking you and Joey Mercury. You two are, I'm going to both your asses. He just, gets cocky, slaps Nobles on the face, who steps up and slaps him right back. And Joey Mercury steps in and intervenes and finally says something. He's like, hey, we've always had your back in the Authority, but tonight, we're kicking your ass. 2015. Hype for Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury. okay, it's again. It was down for a while, but let's see this. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of hype again. He's gonna do it for Didi, and Joey Mercury's gonna do it for, I don't know. I guess Joey Mercury. Johnny Nitro, he's not here anymore. Melina, I guess. I don't know. I guess he'll do it for Jay Wendell. It's like, hey, I kind of want them to be a team. I really do. I don't know why. I just like that idea. Because they're both pretty good. The match they had was really good. But anyway, I'll get to that eventually. I'm getting ahead of myself. Back from the commercial, Kane and Ziggler are already in the ring. So both men already in the ring. Ding! So who jobs to the double job entrance? And Lana has upgraded from watching backstage to entrance ramp distance. Kane is dominating Ziggler, who's taking most of the offense, as Ziggler is known to do. And another commercial. What? A commercial even after that, during that. You just came back. What the fuck is this Raw even right now? Alright, anyway, back from commercial. Dolph fights out of a bear hug. Famouser for 2. Also fights off a chokeslam with a super kick. Rusev on crutches coming out from behind to just berate Lana. She's trying to walk away from the back like he's not letting her go past, he's blocking her. So she's like, she steps a little too far off the side and falls down, maybe spraining her ankle a little bit. People had to come out and run to her. She's like, my ankle, my foot, my ankle. So Dolph gets distracted long enough for Kane to hit that chokeslam and win. Rusev is happy with how that went down somehow. At Pro Wrestling Mag says, Rusev's grinning like Muttley as Lana is rocking the Penelope pit stop look, because she's all wearing the pink and stuff like that. I bet you on SmackDown, they tried to get back together, but it didn't go out that way. Rusev's like, drat, double drat, and triple drat. Rusev Machka. J&J gearing up backstage saying, Seth, they brought us on a self-choice, like, he's going to get cocky, and that's when we get him. It just now started hour 3 with Miz TV. Looking like Noob Saibot's alternate outfit from Mortal Kombat 4 Gold, like he's got the hood on, but it's like a sweater at the same time, it's like black and gray. Bitching about how he should be the champion right now, because he had a nothing match with Ryback and then just got punched out by the Big Show. Ryback comes out before Miz gets much else out, says, just in case the Miz was boring you, New Orleans, wake up! Golf clap? Golf clap. He says how the Miz keeps talking about his credentials and says how Sandow outperformed it every chance he got, which is true. If you wrestled me, I'd take years of your career. Rusev. Miz calls him ugly and says you got robbed of facing a world-class superstar like me, the moneymaker. You've no idea what it means to have a pretty face, and that Big Show cheated you out of this match. You're a fighting champion. Big Show cost you that. You're always hungry. Show took food out of your mouth last week. Show, of course, comes out unannounced as well. Both guys are pretty much basically like, yeah, Miz, we know what you. It basically is him starting the shit every week, with feuds or something like that, trying to be like, it's like the paparazzi like stick that knife in a little deeper. It's like, oh, you said this, and it's like, uh-oh. It's like, oh, what's gonna happen now? Like, you said this, but he said this, blah blah blah. The shit stir, should come out looking like a fucking stick with like brown shit on his head or something. I don't even know anymore. So Miz again is just third wheel in a feud for a title, and for some reason decides to blindside the Big Show after he's had enough of being disrespected and ignored by both men. Show, being in an actual match, just no-sells it and tosses him aside as Ryback shell-shocks the Big Show. I don't expect much from the Big Show anymore. I don't think anybody does. Every week there's like a please retire chant for him. He's just like, I'm a giant and I have the punch now. It's just very one note. You can't do it anymore. I'm not saying he can't wrestle anymore, but okay, that's not true. You really can't. I don't know. I don't know what shape he's in, what kind of difficulty he's in. I guess he's just a big joke because he's a big giant, and I guess some people will pay to see him get Even though he's like a big giant, but some people will probably pay to see him get fucked up. I know people were hyped for Brock Lesnar fucking him up. Back on the farm, Los Matadores become the latest victims to Harper and Rowan. El Torito taking a bump to the outside. Fuck El Torito. I'm like, yay. Leaving one of the Matadors to tend to him, so they just swarm the other guy and pin him. And then he gets back in the ring and tries to start a fight with them, and then he gets swarmed. Rowan and Harper apparently took a stop to Dudleyville when they reunited. I mean, they I forget what they call it, but it's clearly the 3D. Or at least something along those lines, so... 18-time champs in multiple organizations, who better to emulate? Rowan's, at the end, Eric Rowan is like, afraid yet? You should be. Hey, thou shalt not mess with the Dudleys. And if they did that for WrestleMania, I would lose my shit if they actually put these guys over. I don't know if anybody would go for that, it'd be hype, but then again, you have to remember there's an ending to that. And on one hand, it's like, oh, they went over the Dudley Boys who don't really have WWE in here. It's like, these guys jobbed even though they're legends. On the other hand, if the Dudley Boys just beat them, it's like, well, now what? So, it's hype, but I'd be hesitant to make that match. Because either person loses, and it's just like, ugh, well. It'd be hype, I'll give him that, but to take a chance like that it's not really a calculated risk, is what I'm saying. It's just, meh. Kane backstage wishes Rollins good luck in his match, says, Sunday, either you pull off a miracle and win, then I cash in on you, or like the spineless coward you are, you lose, and I cash in on Ambrose right then and there. Rollins is like, you somehow win that match, I dare you to cash in on me, because I'll kick you in your stupid, ugly, sweaty face. Kane's like, you're on your own tonight, but J&J won't be. Because this stupid, ugly, sweaty face, as you called it, is going to be in their corner tonight. Incoming backup from the big giant head of Kane. Speaking of Big E versus Titus O'Neil, Woods on the outside says, is the Minister of Mass. Hashtag Minister of Mass. Love it. Big E just slapping O'Neil to the... he's got him in an abdominal stretch, and he's, slapping his midsection. He's to the cadence of the New Day Rocks Sucks thing. He's he's just hit him in the... Well, he's got him in a stretch, and Titus brings him to a corner. Open hand slaps to Big E, tossing him around as only he can. But the match turns in favor for Big E off the distraction. They're celebrating as Roman Reigns comes down the entrance because, well, he's going to have a match with Kofi Kingston next. Barrett gets the job to R-Truth for a third time on the Money in the Bank pre-show. Turnabout's fair play. Roman Reigns is thinking, wow, man, I used to have two guys to help me out in my matches. Huh. Hindsight. That's just what I'm thinking. I'm like, huh. I'm a victim of the 3-on-1. I'm like, Really makes you think. Well, Reigns would be like, huh. He's just battering Kofi on the outside at some point, just looking at Woods and E. I fucking dare you guys to come in here and jump on me. He does know it. So again, he's savvy. So I like that. So I'm liking they're doing that. Roman about to leap on all three, but the New Day just pull Kofi to the side. Woods gets bowled over as Kofi escapes and nails Reigns with a baseball slide as commercial comes in. More tandem tag offense with the New Day, much like the Shield did. Yeah. So I really like this match, honestly. Very good psychology. Reigns just clotheslining Kofi over and over again. Kofi's looking for that SOS, but he gets countered into a powerbomb for almost a 3. Very close. Kofi, almost a 3 of his own, off another distraction, goes to the top rope, leaps right into that Superman punch, and Kofi just crumbles and gets pinned. Dean Ambrose coming out, taking a seat with popcorn, soda, the WWE title, and a fuck ton of Mardi Gras beads. Mercury in a suit, putting the paces to Rollins. He tosses him and Noble to the outside as they seem to come in with Kane. But it's 2-on-1, so they toss him to the outside so Dean can dump his popcorn on Seth's head while the numbers game is catching up on him. Jamie brings Rollins back in. Mercury seems to do most of the work and bumping for this match. Jamie's got a couple things in here, but it looks like Mercury's doing, he's the guy that does most of the work, and I think Noble's going to be the hype guy that does shit later on, because he's small as hell. He's on the ropes for quite a bit. Rollins laying a booty on Mercury till Mercury escapes. Hot tag to Jamie Noble, doing it for Nadia. Swinging neck breaker for 2. Goes for a top rope maneuver and gets crotched. Rollins is about to slam Noble, but he counters and goes for a near fall as Mercury tries to hold Rollins' legs from the apron. So it's, again, more cheating, but again, they're over. The crowd's like, oh shit, these guys can fucking wrestle still. All right, awesome. And anytime they can put over Seth Rollins, who's arguably like the, embracing the Justin Bieber thing and doing all the shit Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, getting him over as a heel. And again, he's being a whiny complaint to the Authority. It's making him lose his edge a little bit, but like I'm a little concerned. Like he's getting like a little too into that, like because of like Randy Orton all over again, and he was, well, when it's Randy Orton, he's kind of insufferable, and Seth kind of veers towards that sometimes, but he actually can kind of carry a decent conversation and actually can get over with his words a little bit more than Orton can. But anyway, Rollins fucking pissed at this. Like he almost got cheated out of a victory. Almost cheated to beat him. So he just powerbombs the fuck out of Noble into Mercury, tosses Mercury aside, about to pedigree Noble. Dean finally gets into the crowd, throws the WWE title in the ring. Mercury tags in and gets the roll-up win. Seth has the belt for about 30 seconds while he's angry. He's just yelling at J&J Security before Dean strikes and takes off with it again. SmackDown opens with Dean Ambrose still clad in the Mardi Gras boots and Seth Rollins' title, going over all his Instagram pics and mostly what happened on Monday. Rollins interrupts, says, you think you're different from everyone else, but you'll fall to me just like the rest. Stop wasting my time and give me my title back before I come in that ring and take it from you. Ambrose like, relax, if it's that important, take it. I'm sorry, you want your title back, here you go. So he ends up getting it back, but Dean's like, I gotta level with you. That's not the real title, that's just a replica. It's somewhere in New Orleans or between that and somewhere else. I can't remember. It still feels like a Tuesday to me. I'll retrace my steps and I promise I'll bring it to you at the pay-per-view. So he leaves as Rollins just yelling, I'm not done with you. King comes out and says, oh, yes you are. Reminds him that like when he lost to J&J, he's going to be on his own for the pay-per-view and tonight in his match against Dolph Ziggler. The Miz, still wearing whatever the hell that is. Just not during his match against Ryback, so why wear it? Come on, get yourself some fashionable wear that you can wrestle in too. MVP had the right idea. Bowling! Miz gets a really near fall off a skull-crushing finale. We're still trying to remind us that Miz is not a complete joke in that ring. He's mocking the meat hook, but ends up eating the real thing and shocked into defeat, of course. Big Show comes out and says, congrats, I'd like to say I'm impressed, but I've been around for 20 years. I'm a giant. I've license to do what I want when I want. And yeah, you had your moment on Monday. You can get hungry all you want, but you can't digest this. Points to his big meaty fist of his. The big guy can't beat the Big Show. Ryback says, come on down. You're not only dealing with me, but you're dealing with all these raging Cajuns. So Ryback has an army of gambits, or maybe he's got that cheat code that lets you pick the same character 3 times in MVC2. Ryback busts out the kinetic card. Ha-ha! Cajun strike! Show acts tough, of course, but then backs down. R-Truth on commentary talking about his match at the pre-show against King Barrett. Hello, Jack Swagger. Guess he'll be jobbing to give Barrett some small modicum of momentum here. Does so. Apparently, Alicia Fox has a problem with what Paige has had to say about the Bellas. Who the fuck invited you? But anyway, she wants to remove Paige from the Divas division. Gets in her face about it and wants to do that tonight. So, of course, Paige wins. Exclusive interview with Michael Cole about Lana, talking about Dolph Ziggler, saying, he's funny, he respects me. I've heard the rumors about him being with other girls, but I have a good time with him. Rusev comes in saying, rumors are true, he's been with all these other girls, but I've always been with you. Submit yourself to me and no one else. Again, fucking it up. And Lana just straight up tell him, it's over, and leaves. And Rusev just angry at Michael Cole now, like, why'd you invite her? Blah, blah, blah. Why'd you invite her? Just a woman. More. I do not want this. You keep saying this. Stop funning over fucking. Go get your title back. Why you don't need Lana. Boot the shit out of Ryback and get your title back. But no, they gotta do this fucking lover's triangle shit that makes not a single one of the three look any good whatsoever. Because Ziggler's been jobbing forever, and he's running his mouth, and it only ends up with him getting his ass beat by Rusev and everybody else, and keep getting distracted. And because Rusev is injured, they're gonna keep doing this, and there's not gonna be any way to solve this until he's well again. And Lana's just stuck in the middle. It doesn't make anybody look good, is what I'm saying. Running backstage with the primetime players, Young says, the PTP is like butter, baby. We on a roll. O'Neal adds, whole wheat and gluten-free. And those who've seen us these past few weeks has somewhat seen a coming out party for the primetime players. Young's like, no. Our coming out party was last summer. O'Neal's like, no, I was your coming out party. And you should be proud of that. Just like we'll be proud when we win those tag team titles. So. Once again, I like that those guys are getting over. I miss the Brass Ring Club, but I like what I see. I'm hoping it comes to that. These two great face characters that people love, really split. Once again, you can split the crowd apart with these two guys and have them feud for a bit while the New Day is involved as well, and make a nice, a really good triple threat. I'm hoping that's what comes of that side. But I haven't seen them on TV in a while, so I don't know if one of them's injured or just not on TV for a while or something. Seth Rollins goes over his opponent Dolph Ziggler, holding the tights. The main event has Reigns, Orton, and Neville going over the team of Sheamus, Kane, and Kofi, all via disqualification. All three members of the New Day get involved and try to climb the ladder to the briefcase, till Ziggler, with a ladder in hand, takes them all out and flies to the outside. Everybody fighting out on the floor as Neville climbs a ladder, leaps off that shit to the other wrestlers below, so I'm a little... we're already getting spots. It's not even Sunday yet, so yeah, you're not really teasing all that much. You're just throwing it out already. But the final thing is Neville climbing back up that ladder and getting the briefcase, so we know he's not fucking winning. Again, I'll be shocked if anybody but Reigns wins this. And disappointed as fuck if Orton wins this, because what even is Orton? Yeah, he's back, he's doing a thing, but what's he done lately besides have a go nowhere, do nothing battle with Sheamus? I know I said there was a reason for it that time, but that still came from the go nothing, do nowhere, and it's still the same. So yeah, kind of mixed on Money in the Bank. It'll probably be really good. I see Cena beating Owens and getting that rubber match because, he's got to win. If Owens actually beats Cena twice in a row, no, that's not happening. Anyway, I don't want to take up too much of your time with that. But anyway, that was the podcast. I was a little haphazard at first. I apologize. But again, I say this... I'm saying this to myself, but I'm saying it to other people too. I know Panda Brady has asked me a couple times before, and it rings true here. How do I get more people to watch, or how do I get more popular? And it's something I used to be worried about too. It's maybe no one likes this. Maybe I don't have to. Maybe I should do this anymore. No, you can't think like that. I mean, I have my doubts, and sometimes it's a bad day or just depression. It's I don't feel like doing this, who cares? It's okay to feel kind of down and depressed sometimes, but for me, at the end of the day, it's just a want, a need to do this now for me. I'm this is the best shit I've done. and every time on Twitter or on YouTube, people are coming up to me in streams and being like, hey, I like what I see here. I like what you're doing here. Do more of this, And I'm taking also, in effect, some of you guys for, because some of you have come up to me before and commented and been like, this game, what was it? I think it's Evergrace for the PlayStation 2. Trying to remember what it was for the PlayStation 3, but I looked at both and I'm like, this might be something someday. This might be a piece of mine. This might be something I look into. Folklore, that's what it is for the PlayStation 3. That looked decent. That looked pretty good, too. So yeah, I've been looking over things. I know one of you said Pokemon. I'm not... I don't know. Because I'm thinking Nuzlocke, but I'm like... Okay, here's the thing with Nuzlocks. And I think it's partly the reason why PM Captain Tapums, as he's known on YouTube now. For those who are not in the know, like, he changed the channel, but anyway. Yeah, I think his is most popular because, like, to fail is to succeed in those. Like, you want to do badly to keep things hype. It's like, oh shit, who's like, who's he losing this week? Who's gonna go down? You know, it's exciting. Like, oh, he beat this guy and all his shit is intact. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I could have seen that for any other run, I guess, but I don't know, maybe like the commentary or something like that. That could be a factor too. Like, if you're that popular enough, you can get away with that. Like, kind of how Two Best Friends had theirs, but even they had some deaths, you know, and that's what kind of what you expect in Nuzlocke. That's my opinion anyway for Nuzlocke. It's like, to fail is to succeed, like I said. But anyway, it would almost be a crime to do good in that game, and I usually do pretty well in most games. I don't know if I do well in Nuzlocke. I don't know. I feel like I'd have to have, like, maybe I would do a hack or like a handicap. I think that's why he does like hacks or handicaps, because it's like, okay, he's, you know, sometimes it's like human error, like you make mistakes. It's like, oh, he has this move, and I'm also just found out I'm this type. Well, fuck, I'm dead. I just lost that one due to my own hubris or stupidity, or just not knowing the matchup, or knowing that, oh my god, he has this move and I'm completely fucking quad weak to it, even though he doesn't have even though it's not stab and he shouldn't have that move, but it's, you know, I didn't know he could learn that. God damn it, I'm dead. Yeah, I might do a Pokemon game at some point. I don't know. I'm weighing my options. I don't have like that could be a thing too, where I get a capture if I start doing like DS and 3DS shit. I don't know. But Nintendo being what they are, I've tried to stay away from that and just focus on Sony stuff, because that's what I have the most games in. Like, I need to get another whatchamacallit and start stacking up more games, because I got my bags over here. I'm not gonna do it the Vita, I think, because I just have a couple of those already. I just started with that. But anyway, that's the podcast. Sorry it was a little haphazard, but, you know. And anyway, back to the advice. Just run your race, you know. You gotta like how the horses run. They have the blinders on the side, so they're not looking to their left or right. They're just straight ahead. That's how I view my channel. You know, it's just like, let everybody else do their thing. You know, say what they want to say what they want to say about it, for good or for ill. Just run your race. And if people like it, and if you can keep people excited about it, they'll show up and be like, okay. It's like, I only have so many subs myself, so I don't know how good my advice would be. You know, I'm doing it for shits and giggles. Yeah, it's a hobby. Maybe a later reason to monetize if shit gets like really, really bad for me. Not in the foreseeable future. I hope. You know, keep our fingers crossed, boys and girls. But sorry, I'm ending the podcast now. Thank you for listening.